Guys, so I'm out here, I'm milking. Let's see how this goes. So yesterday, well, you know what, I'll just wait a second. Wait a second while a couple people get in here maybe. See if anybody wants to join us this morning. We can chat a little bit. Anybody watching March Madness? Anybody watching? Who's your team? Who you got winning the whole thing? Good morning. I'm Nichols. How are you, buddy? Good to see you. Thanks for joining. Not a problem. There's nothing to be sorry about. So, I'm going to try to give a little bit better viewpoint of milking. I got a request yesterday to, say, hey, if you're doing this, can you, instead of showing us just your head the whole time, can you show us more of the process? And I kind of said, yes, I can, but if you really want to see the process, I said go watch the other video where I show the whole process. My kids are life. Good morning. Welcome. But that being said, I can try to show the milking process a little bit better. The tripod that I use, how long does it take to fill a bucket? So this bucket is 4 gallons. If I were to fill the whole bucket, it'll probably take 20 to 25 minutes. Now, I'm not going to fill this bucket. I'll probably put about 2 gallons in here, and then 2 gallons for the animals, because I don't need all the milk. I don't need 4 gallons today. We still have some in the fridge. I'm just milking a little bit of fresher milk for Chaz. So, I can show this milking process for a little bit. When you guys get sick of looking at this and you want to look at my beautiful face again, you let me know. I don't even know if you guys can see anything with all the white from the animals. And it's going to be harder for me. Let me see. Good morning. Who's that? We got Dylan Family Homestead. Good morning. So what I'll do is I've got a paper filter that I filter it through. So I'll take it inside. I'll run it through the paper filter just in case any hair or anything falls down into the milk. And then yep, we just drink it straight after that. It goes in the refrigerator to get cold, and then we drink it. You see it's cold here this morning as steam is coming off the milk bucket. So the milking process, a lot of people think it's pulling. It's really not. It's just you kind of pinch the milk here and squeeze down. And that's the whole thing. Now in the backs, I kind of strip down a little bit, but I'm not pulling. I'm just kind of squeezing the milk out. But in the front here, like this, I'm just squeezing down. So. For those of you who were with me yesterday, there was a lot of rooster fighting going on. I'm kind of hoping that we can avoid that yesterday. My kids, our life, it tastes so much different. So we started drinking raw milk when our oldest was probably about 2 or 3. So that's 9 or 10 years ago. No, that's 11 or 12 years ago. 11 or 12 years ago. And I grew up drinking store-bought skim milk. So going from skim milk to raw, full-fat milk, it took a little bit of getting used to for me. But now when I drink skim milk or anything else, actually, it tastes like water to me. Like, this has so much more flavor, and it's so much better for me. Let's see if I can tilt this up just slightly, and you guys can still see, but I can see the comments. Yeah, it was Rooster. 7 degrees, good morning. It was Rooster Fight Club yesterday. So far today, I haven't seen any fights, so that's good. And the pigs cut it out yesterday too. I don't know if I think it's gonna be in the vlog tomorrow. The pigs were even fighting yesterday. It must have been something in the air yesterday morning. So I don't know how much I can get like this, because the camera right now is literally right underneath Prudence. Never talk about Fight Club, right? That's the first rule. Must have been. So does it have the same texture? Are you asking about the milk? The milk is definitely thicker. Well, and because it's not homogenized, the cream rises to the top, so you have to shake it and mix it up. The kids actually don't like in the morning, if we're pouring out of a new jar, if they get like the cream, it almost comes out in lumps, and they're like, no, I don't want just cream, I want milk. So you have to make sure you shake it up good. I'm gonna bring you guys over here because I can't see if you guys are commenting. Yeah, no, I love answering questions about it, because up until a couple, years ago, we bought raw milk, but I didn't know much about it. I just went and picked it up from a lady who delivered. About 2 years ago, I took a milking class and learned more about it and decided, oh yeah, eventually I want to get a milking cow. And then a little over a year ago, I can't even talk. These roosters are just so loud. A little over a year ago, my friend Ruth, said to me, hey, I'm going to be selling one of my cows. If you're interested, let me know. So I sold the other cow that I had and bought Prudy. So the backside here, like this, I kind of just pinch a little bit and pull down. And I just call it like a stripping action. And that's how I milk the back, because my hands are too big to get on the, to squeeze so much. I can't get around here like this. So it's more just stripping like that. And it works pretty well. On this side, I don't know if you can see, here, if I do here, you just kind of pinch and then squeeze down like that. So there's really no pulling at all. Yeah, so Prudence is full size. I'm going to breed her for miniature size. So I have bought 5 straws of miniature Jersey semen. We've used 2 straws. One of them ended up in that stillborn calf. The other one it didn't take. So I've got 3 more to try to breed her. I'm going to wait a little bit. I haven't noticed a difference in taste from what she eats, but the color is definitely a little bit richer, more yellow, more creamy when she's on, when the grass starts to grow and she's on grass diet almost, fully. That's when you notice the difference. Yeah, and store-bought, so store-bought it's more or less sterilized milk, because they boil it. When they pasteurize it, that's what they're doing. They're boiling it. So there's some dairies who will low temp pasteurize it, which instead of getting up to 170 degrees, most dairies, most of the stuff you're going to buy at the store is going to be flash pasteurized, which is, I can't remember exactly the temperature, but it's something like 170 degrees for 2 seconds. Some dairies will low temp pasteurize it, which is 120 degrees for 30 seconds or 1 minute or something like that. and then you cool it off. And the reason they're doing that is to kill any bacteria or anything like that that has gotten into the milk. Most of those laws went into effect a long time ago when there weren't the sanitary standards that there are now. You know, and you had people, you know, they got sick from bad milk. Well, if you use, you know, if you clean her off, if you use stainless steel buckets that are clean, you know, you dump milk. Like if she steps in the bucket, obviously I'm not going to try to keep that milk. I'm just going to dump that milk and, you know, start over the next day or the next milking. Like I said, we've been drinking raw milk, our whole family, for 11 or 12 years, and we've been fine. Actually, we've been healthier than we have been, you know, before that. So no, we don't worry about bacteria because you know, we do everything that we can to make sure that it's clean. She's a healthy cow. We make sure that she's, you know, healthy, and then we make sure that it's clean, and I'm using clean stuff, and I'm, you know, just as careful as I can be. So, and there's good bacteria and there's bad bacteria, and when you pasteurize and homogenize milk, like I said, you pretty much kill it, and all of that good stuff then becomes not available to your body. So if you go to Weston A. Price Foundation, they have a ton of information about the benefits of raw milk. So if you're interested in that at all, they've got far more information than I remember. But it's good stuff, and like I said, we're far healthier than we have been. Hey, Chad, good beautiful morning to you too, brother. Exactly, 7 degrees. You know, the cows were, you know, sitting in garages in the city. They were eating, you know, garbage, and they weren't healthy. This cow is eating great hay, good grain, and you know, she's healthy. Spencer, good morning. But yeah, if you want more information, go to the Weston A. Price Foundation. They are great. You know what? Let me see if I can get you guys up a smidge, and we'll go up to here maybe, and down. I can't tell. Let's see if you guys can see the milking. So the bucket's almost half full, so I've got almost 2 gallons in here. I'm gonna go ahead and milk a little bit more, and then I'll keep the rest for the animals. The downside to the milking like this is I can't see what you guys are saying, so if you've got a comment, I will get to it in a second. So, there you go, now you've seen the bucket. What'd I miss? Hey, 1870s Homestead, how are you? Good to see you. Where are we at? My kids are like, your grandpa had a cure house for meat, and the meat was the best ever tasted. Yeah, it we've been blessed. Like, the milk is great. Yeah, she I get between 3.5 and so now this teat is done. Let me see if I can bring you guys in here. Let me lower you down again. There you go. And let me see if I can show you here. So let's see. I don't know if you guys can see this, but this teat now, if you can see, it's flat. It's very limp, whereas this one is still full. So I could still get little bits out of here, but she's pretty much done there. So now I'll go to milking these two, like this. And then the front one on the passenger side will empty, and I'll go to milking the back two. These two teats, the front passenger side and the rear driver's side, are the ones that have the most milk. And if you look right now, I don't know if you guys can see this, this udder right here, you can see how it's full. I'll try to show you when we're done how empty this gets, because right now it's full, and if you see me pushing on it, it's very firm. When we're done, it will be the size of a tennis ball, and it will be very, very loose, for lack of a better term. I don't know if any of that made sense. See if I missed any comments. My wife does not work the cow at all. It would not be a problem at all for a woman to deal with a full-size cow. So my friend Ruth, who I bought this cow from, she's probably, I don't know, a little over 5 foot. And she's strong, but it's not like she's a woman, and she has no problem at all dealing with any of her animals. I mean, obviously you get a bull or a steer calf or something, but you get something like that and it's not going to matter. I mean, it's not going to matter to me. You get a 2,000-pound animal and you know, you're not going to be able to do it. But for a milk cow like this, if they're trained well, I know Homestead Boy 1 could handle her. Homestead Boy 2 could handle her. Not a problem at all. Hey, Sydney, thanks for coming from St. Louis, Missouri. I'm going to actually be driving through St. Louis, Missouri in the next couple weeks. Beef cow on the farm. So we had a beef cow. Butchered him late last fall. So he's in the freezer right now. And he's feeding our family with wonderful, delicious, healthy meat. Yeah, Lance, woman is more than capable. Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind that any woman with a little bit of experience could handle a milk cow, no problem at all. I mean, I'm a big guy, but I don't have a whole lot of experience with animals. I grew up in a suburb, you know, outside of Detroit, and you know the only animal I had were fish and a dog. So, you know, I've had to learn everything. Now my brother-in-law from 7-7 Crossbar Ranch, he grew up with animals, so he helps me out. You know, when I've got a question or something, don't tell him that he helps me out though, because it'll just go right to his head. You know, he'll think I need him or something. So don't tell him if you wouldn't. Morning, Simon. How are you? Yeah, I get it. I watch a lot of live streams on my phone as well, and it's not as convenient to type. I get that. In fact, I watch almost all of the YouTube videos that I watch on my phone because we have satellite internet, and we're limited to 150 gigabytes per month. And with uploading videos, I don't want to use any more on videos on the satellite than I have to. So almost everything is on my phone. Yeah, M. Nichols, I've learned a lot. And when I like something, whether it be a skill or an animal or whatever, like I kind of immerse myself in it. I'll find books about it, read about it, find people who, you know. So when I thought that I might want to milk a cow, I went and took a class from my friend Ruth and read about it, and, you know, all that stuff. So, you know, if I can do it, anybody can do it. That's for sure. I think I missed a comment here. That 1870s Homestead. I looked at Dexter's. I think Dexter's are a great breed of cattle. We actually have a Dexter breeder not too far from here. But like I said, I had my friend Ruth had this cow who was already 95% trained. She still just stepped a little bit. So I was happy to get a cow that was already trained to hand milk, that I didn't have to worry about training and stuff like that. So it worked. I mean, it couldn't have worked out better for me. Now the next, if we get a heifer, I'll have to, you know, I'll have to train her to hand milk. But I think it'll be easier starting from a calf. The last cow that I bought was 4 or 5 years old, and I had thoughts of possibly trying to train her to milk. But that was going to be a long road because she was not trained at all. So this worked out really well. And like I said, Dexter's are great. But yeah. Oh yeah, you'd have no problem. Honestly, the vet that I had come out is probably I don't know, 5'5", 5'6", and a very thin woman. The woman that I have come over who lives local to do the AI, same thing. She's probably 5'5", 5'6", and just a wisp of a woman, and no problem. You know, I've found with most animals, it's more to do with your attitude than it is your size. If you act like you're in charge, more often than not, the animal will be like, oh, they're in charge, I better listen. I took English horseback riding as a gym credit in college because I needed one more gym credit. And they always gave me the horse that was misbehaving the class before because I was the only male in the class. Well, I don't think it had so much to do with me being a male as it did I didn't take crap from the horses, and you know, as soon as I got on the horse, they realized, oh, he's not going to let me do this. I should probably stop. You know, so same thing with a cow. If you show that you're dominant, then you know, they'll understand. And that's the other thing. I think Lance just said about being skittish. Where are we at? Where are we at? Yeah, about being skittish. If you're, it's, you know, you hear that animals can sense fear. Like if you're being fearful or skittish, they'll be nervous too because they're wondering why you're nervous. If you're just firm and confident, you know, they'll listen and they'll be confident and they'll be, you know, I just missed another comment, I think. Where are we at? 7 degrees. 19 hand high stud horse. Oh, you're good then. Oh no, you're good. If you can handle a stud horse, cow, no problem, man. And that's a big horse too. It's not even a little stud horse. That's a big boy. I don't know if you guys can see here. Sometimes it's reverse angle, but this is, you know, this is the motion again. It's just kind of stripping. I'm not pulling. I'm just, you know, kind of pressing the milk out, trapping it in there, and then pressing it out. On the back side, it's more of a pinch and then squeeze. I mean, not really pinch. It's just trapping the milk in there and then squeezing. So sometimes it's hard to see based on the angle. I missed another comment here. Sorry, guys. Hey, Ron, how's it going? Yeah, bulls are a whole different animal there, Lance. So, yeah, I bet, man, that wasn't good. They're a special class of crazies, what they are. You're tall, so you look funny with short horses. I get that. Oh, it's just barely snowing out again. Oh, I'm so ready for spring. I don't know how about where you guys are. Well, Ron, you want to come up? You know, I can hook you up. You have to join the herd share, but I'm more than happy to help you out with that. Ron, where do you live again? I know you've told me in the past. Oh, that's right. That's to be a little bit of a drive. Home of the snow. Yeah, most of our snow here has melted again, but most of our snow here is melted. Sorry, I'm trying to read comments and talk at the same time, but it's still cold. Like it got down about 20 again last night, so all the waters are freezing up, which is why I haven't bought any chicks from Tractor Supply yet. I think I missed a comment from Chad. You sat around until 10 around the fire. Yeah, thanks for rubbing it in there, Chad. Appreciate it. That's nice of you. You know, you're lucky I've got beard balm to keep my face warm and my beard luscious. Yeah, I've heard that Holsteins are crazy, all sorts of crazy. I sent you some free snow, 7 degrees. I think you could at least send me some free warmth. Yeah, you're helping all right, Chad. anybody fill out an NCAA tournament bracket? I think I asked that earlier, but I think there's some different people in here now. Come on, finish up. Okay, both front seats are now empty, so now I'm just working on the back. And like I said, the back passenger side does not have as much milk, so they'll still probably end around the same time. I know I missed a couple comments. Hold on, let me just get this going for a second and then I'll check them. Because she's getting a little bit, she's like, hey, how come we aren't done? This lady right here is wondering how come she can't drink any milk right now. She's like, hey, I want to drink some milk. So I don't know if you guys just saw that. That's how she steps. So she steps really slow, and she steps up like she's going to step over the bucket, and almost always ends up in the bucket. Okay, let me put my hand on her so she doesn't step into it. Basketball since the 90s. M. Nichols, you're not going to rub it in. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. 7 degrees. Oh, yeah. With the warm weather, where are we at? How old was your youngest when you started your homestead journey? Well, when I started my blog, that was probably 5 or 6 years ago. So did you say our youngest or our oldest? Oh, well, we would have probably only had 4 kids at that time. Now we've got 6. The last 2 have been born here. Maybe I only had 3. So okay, she's gonna end up stepping on the tripod here. I actually don't fill out an NCAA tournament bracket much anymore. I love college basketball, but I don't have a workplace to fill out a bracket. Actually, most of the time, if I fill one out, it's because I'm filling one out for Homestead Mom for work, because she's just got to work one that she'll get one filled out at. So let me try to finish up this milking. So I started my blog when we lived in a subdivision, and she's gonna step forward here in a second. And at that point, it was more just learning about animals, doing as much research as I could, watching YouTube videos, whatever I could find. I had chickens before that, but nothing else. Before we moved out here, we bought sheep. I bought 3 sheep, one of which died, and kept them over at my brother-in-law's. He bought 2 sheep. So we had Shetland sheep, and as soon as we moved out here, we brought the sheep out here. So we just had the sheep for a few months before we moved out here. And then, yeah, ever since that, they just, kept on going. So the kids now are 13, 11, almost 9, almost 6, almost 6, almost 4, and 1. So that would have been, 5 years ago? 6 years ago, something like that. The blog's still there. I just don't do anything with it. I hardly do anything at all with it anymore. It's just homesteaddad.com. So if you're interested, you can go back. I took a ton of pictures when we put the house out here. We brought the double wide out, did a bunch of stuff. So there's lots of pictures on that. Before I started the YouTube channel, I had the blog, and there was, I did tons of videos and I wrote a ton. Now I do YouTube pretty much instead of the blog. So we're getting there. We're almost done. I think I missed a comment here. Never filled out one. What did we do before YouTube? Yeah, seriously. I mean, YouTube's not even that old if you think about it. It's what, like 10 years old? Start, but I want to help understand what and why. Yeah, absolutely. Well, and you know what? The younger you start, so like my almost 4-year-old, he doesn't know anything different than living out here. He doesn't know anything different than daddy milking all the time and doing a garden and stuff like that. And that's the way I like it. I mean, it should be normal, as opposed to like when I grew up, yeah, we had a little garden in the backyard, but I had no idea where our food came from, you know, at the store, because nobody, at that time, nobody even thought about it. Papa Truck Prep Setter, good morning, how are you? I mean, I remember before YouTube, but you start thinking about, I don't know, I mean, I don't know, I can't remember how old it is, but you start thinking about, you know, 10, 12 years ago, before YouTube, I mean, people would look stuff up on the internet, but now it's like, you want to fix your washing machine or your dryer, Google or search on YouTube, you'll be able to find you do it. It saved me a lot of money because I've been able to fix more things that I wouldn't normally be able to fix. Okay, so for those of you guys who have been around since the beginning of this live stream, I'm about to show you that back udder. Remember how I said it's going to be almost the size of, you know, like a tennis ball and a lot looser? Well, here it is. So here we go. Let's see. Oh, she's going to move on me. So right here, come on, come step forward for a second. Right here is that udder I was telling you about. Remember how it was all full out like this big? Now it's like this, and you can see, I mean, I can still get more milk out of it, but that's like it, and then it goes flat for a second. You see how it stays flat? It's just not filling up as fast. So she's done, she's empty. Here's the amount of milk that we got. So again, probably between 3.5 and 4 gallons of milk. I'm gonna move this milk out of the way so she doesn't step on it. So yeah, so milking is done. Now this stainless steel bucket I will take inside and I will run through a funnel with a specific dairy paper filter, and then this stuff here in the plastic bucket, this stuff right here will go, I'll probably pour a little bit in a feed pan for the chickens to drink, and the rest will go to the pigs. It is a lot, Ron, but I'm only milking her once a day now. So instead of getting like 2.5 gallons in the morning and 2.5 gallons at night, I'm just getting, you know, 3.5 or 4 gallons in the morning. So when I started researching going to once a day milking, I had heard that you end up getting about 60%. You know, if you're milking twice a day and you're getting 5 or 6 gallons, you end up getting about 60% of that if you go to once a day milking. And honestly, once a day milking has been the best thing ever, because all of our, she's trying to lick me, aren't you? You're trying to give me some loving. Yeah, you want somebody else to play with out here. So we're gonna be getting some goats here this spring for her to play with, or to be, you know, pasture companions. But all of our conflicts were in the evening. You know, swim. Sorry, it's kind of crazy here, guys. I'm trying to get the buckets out of here. Swim and basketball and dance and all that stuff at church was all in the evening. So if we didn't get back in time, you know, it was a mess trying to see if Chaz could milk her or, you know, whatever. So once I went to once a day milking, it's been the best thing ever. I can come out and milk, don't have to worry about in the evening, and yeah, life is good. I missed a couple comments. It is very nice to have a friendly cow. So I actually just feed her a 15% multi-species grain from our local mill, and that's what Ruth had fed her before I got her, and that's what the dairy mill, the feed mill said would be good for her. And then she gets as much hay as she wants. Oh, I remember when I had to use the encyclopedia. I remember that phone book. We still get phone books. I still get a phone book in the they put it in the mailbox. And I'm like, who uses a phone book? I mean, I remember using a phone book, but I mean, that's nuts. What is the going price for a milking cow? Ron, it just depends. I think around here, typically it would be, depending on the age of the cow and things like that, between $1,200 and $1,500, all the way up to $2,000 depending, but you know, as low as $1,000 as well. But $1,200 to $1,500 is probably a good range. Yeah, Dewey Decimal System. My kids actually know what the Dewey Decimal System is because our school curriculum, our homeschool curriculum, we talk about it. Gathering was a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys will be at the Great Appalachian Homestead Tour. Yeah, and it does depend on the breed. Like Jerseys are probably 12 to 15 because they're a little bit more common. You get like a brown Swiss or something, and I'm sure it's going to be more expensive because they're just a lot more rare. Anyway, guys, I have to finish the tours and get back in the house. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any quick questions, I would be happy to answer them. Otherwise, different video, and I'd be happy to answer them. Yeah, I forget. I think it was in English. I don't remember, but we talked about it for sure. We're actually bringing our camper down, so we're gonna be camping. So, God bless you as well, Lance. Thanks for stopping. God bless, Chad. Thank you. You have a beautiful day as well. Ron, I appreciate you commenting, and I appreciate everybody stopping by. I really do. So, I will see you guys in the next video. There will be a vlog tomorrow, and yeah, so we'll see you guys then. Have a good one, guys.